Hi guys, it's auntieloni. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here on this channel, we discuss everything Black girl spirituality, manifesting, meditation, affirmations, all that good stuff. I also come on here to inspire people. I take my experiences that I experience out in the world, I bring them back to you guys. I put them in my blog posts, put them in my YouTube videos. Hopefully it resonates with somebody and they open up a new neural pathway of thinking. So, with that being said, yesterday or a couple days ago, the 7th was the last full moon of 2022. Last full moon was in Gemini. I think the energy everywhere has been high. And when I say high, I mean very bad. I mean, everybody is going through something financially, emotionally, mentally. I don't know. I can't be sure if it's just me, because I really don't think it's like I'm just attracting people into my life who are just negative people, because these are people who I have cherry picked in my life over the past 2 years to be here with me on my journey, and everybody's going through some shit. So it doesn't make sense for me to cut everybody off because I feel like they're going through something that I don't need to be a part of. I'm a Scorpio, so I will do that occasionally, and then I'll come back like, I'm sorry. So don't judge me for that. But no, I don't. I think this is just a period that everybody is going through unexpected troubles, financial hardships. Like me and my boyfriend, we just got back from Las Vegas. It was over a month ago, but I can admit to you guys that financially we have not bounced back. Well, I have bounced back, even though I bounced back, but then even my situation now is going to require, even though I have bounced back from what we spent in Las Vegas, when I came after I bounced back, there was something immediately that put me back, and I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? So I feel like everybody is still going through their own challenges and changes. But the main point I want to make on this video is that don't let your faith waver. So these have been trying times for everybody. Your faith might be shaking. You might not be feeling this journey anymore. You might feel like you need to put this all in a closet. This is supposed to test you. Like we're actually at a point where our limits are being tested. So if you, like me, actually found some sort of awakening during the pandemic when nobody actually had to go to work, or we might have been at home getting unemployment, you just had a lot less responsibility, and that actually opened up different pathways and ways of thinking, which actually changed the beliefs that you already had. Now, me, I was thinking that by this time, post pandemic, 2 years, half the population would be dead. I mean, that's the way they pitched it to us on the news, like, hey, this is serious. But unfortunately, it's not. And so, for most people who thought like maybe something bigger was happening, they actually changed their belief systems and really built a different set of belief systems that might have been more faith based or more emotion based. And now you've been thrown back into this matrix, because back in 2021, life went back to normal. People started getting jobs again. People could go out again. For some of us, it never was really the same. I have not been out since 2020, since before the pandemic happened. I just haven't had anybody to go with. Energy doesn't feel right. Rest in peace, Shanquella Johnson. Was that her last name? I think it was Johnson. But the girl who went down to Mexico with her friends and she got murdered, and they ended up saying that she had drank too much alcohol, but the autopsy reported that her spinal cord and her neck cord were actually broken by her friends. That was another thing I wanted to touch on. When you feel like somebody is weird, don't continue to try to put yourself in their energy to try to find out what's weird about them, or trying to continuously put yourself in their energy to try to find out what it is about them. Luckily, I have been divinely protected, because I have been that person before, and it's just like, after I kept seeing these news clips of like black women being murdered, it's like, you don't want to be around real weird people, because like when people say weird energy, I realize that they either mean things like this person was acting envious, this person was being jealous, this person was being unsupportive, all types of things that are unacceptable in friend groups. Like people who test your boundaries and things like that. Like you don't need to keep putting yourself in their face trying to make them love you more, or try to understand why they are the way they are. Like there's nothing to understand. Like when your intuition flicks on a light or flicks on a switch about somebody, it's usually right. So with that being said, as far as 2023 goes, or as far as this past year went, and 2021, I had not been anywhere. I don't really have anyone to go out with. I mean, I have friends. I won't sit here and be like I'm that person who doesn't have friends. I actually just had one of my friends come down last week, and we had a really good time, really good chat. But the point of me saying that was, and I have been losing my train of thought so often. I don't know what it is. Now I used to smoke weed. I was never a heavy weed smoker, but you could see me smoking weed every other day, if not every day, and it would only be once a day. I try to stay away from blunts and things that are blunts and wraps. I usually will smoke something glass, but I don't know why. It's like I will be in the middle of talking to somebody, and for some reason, it's like I will go around the whole point of what I'm talking about and then forget what the point was. So that's been happening a lot. It just happened again. That's why I'm talking about it. But there was a point. Oh yeah. Well, the point was how like after 2021, it's kind of like somebody plugged the matrix back in, and a lot of us got kind of sucked up into that. Especially if you had went into this deep spiritual awakening when you were having to do less and learning more about your body and stuff, and then you go back into 2021, you're like, okay, well this normalcy isn't going to last forever, because for everybody it felt like normal was fake. It didn't feel like it was going to stick. Now we're at the end of 2022, going into 2023. We're still on this normal streak, and it seems like everything is going to stay normal. Now, I'm not somebody who can tell the future. I can only say that I can feel in the energy that people who were supposed to stay on this journey are feeling like their faith is being wavering, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. What I described to myself, like when I wrote it down in my notebook, is that the universal fuckery switch is on. So what that means is everybody's getting fucked with. Everybody's faith is being shaken. Like when they talk about this spiritual warfare, I don't like to use that word because it could scare some people, but basically the fuckery machine is on. So whatever can go wrong might go wrong. Let me not say it will go wrong, but it might go wrong. And I realized this. I was waking up at 3 to 5 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I was working a job that was stressing me out, and I was like, this is not it for me. Like I had completely, I don't want to say I had given up, but I had slowed down a lot on doing my own online business and stuff. That's why I really haven't been in front of the camera. I haven't been consistent as I should have been with my business and my online duties as I should have been, because somehow I got sucked up into corporate America and I started working a job, and I was working 37 to 48 hours a week. I'm not a full-time girly. I am not a full-time girly. It is in my belief system that I am not supposed to be laboring that hard. And on top of that, is no way I should be laboring that hard for you when I need to be making my own sales. And like when you work sales job, you have a quota that you have to meet. So it's like the pressure is consistently turned on to me to meet your quota. I don't even have a quota for myself. So this past week, I have separated myself from that job and any job completely. I've been completely working for myself. Now, in due time, I do plan to pick up a part-time job somewhere. I don't want any type of job, like my friend was telling me, I don't want any type of job that's going to take brain power or willpower from me. I want something mindless. And another thing I've been thinking about, like the world is just scary. So I have to also put my thoughts first. Like the job I was working at, I had a cubicle, and y'all, do I even look like I belong in a cubicle? Like I was too big for the cubicle before I even got the job. But one thing that kept scaring me was like the job that we were working at, it used to be a daycare center. So there was the room that we would all sit in, there was a door in the front, and then there's a hallway, and then there's another door, and we would be in the room with two doors. Now my cubicle is sat facing the door. And there was a story in Chesapeake, Virginia. A manager just comes in and he just shoots up all his employees. And after that, it was just kind of like, well, damn, if somebody, and the door is not locked, like even though it's a call center, I feel like we should be in there with the doors locked. Like we don't sell anything at the office. Like nobody should be able to come in here during the day. And it just kept like flashing in my mind, like if somebody comes in this door to shoot all of us for no goddamn reason, I'm going first because I'm the first face they see. And another thing that made me leave that job, when I first started there, I was not, this is when we had got back from Las Vegas. So when we got back from Las Vegas, I immediately left the job that I was working, where I had been working all summer, that had completely drained all my energy, and all my talents had been drained there. I immediately quit working at that job, started working at this job. Oh, dang it, I lost my train of thought again. Okay, I had to go back and look and see what I was talking about, so I can't remember where I was going with the story. But yes, when I first started at that job, I this is when we got back from Las Vegas. Like I said, we were going through some financial troubles. My bank account was literally almost in the negative, and I think by the time I got back, I had an automatic bill take out, and then my account was negative. So at the same time, my car had 0 miles to gas in it. My apartment complex, they were just. I mean, it's like I live in a luxury apartment complex, and I live right across from coastal, not coastal, but the college. So for me to be paying to live in a luxury apartment complex when I could be living for free in the on campus apartment complexes, for you guys to keep coming in my room, she just kept coming in my room. And so like they sent me an email saying that, well, there was some y'all, she it was wrong, and I'm going to go into that later. But I still, before I say too much on my YouTube channel, there is some legal action need to be taken, and my mom's in contact with our attorney, so I can't really speak too much on that situation. But for some reason, the people in the leasing office, they kept finding their way in my room. I'm having problems with my roommate's dog. It's just like I pay too much to deal with this stuff, and that's another thing that I wanted to get into. But before I lose my train of thought again, that day they had sent me an email, and they sent everybody the email, but the email was saying like, hey, we're coming to check the apartments to see if you guys need any new furniture or anything. And then at the bottom it was like, and we're going to have to come in your apartment, in your room, like in my room. This is the hallway when you open up this door. So they don't need to be in my room ever. Like, I pay to live off campus. That's one of the reasons I pay to live off campus. I pay a monthly rent. So motherfuckers can't come in my room. I can have whatever I want in my room. Like, I can have candles and wax warmers and stuff like that. But she ended up said, I got the email right after I had left my hometown, because I could have left Peanut with my mom, because at the time Peanut was in here illegally. Now I had already told them that Peanut was an emotional support animal, but nobody had ever told me like emotional support animals don't have to be paid for. Like, this has been my dog for 4 years, and I've had to live paid for her to live everywhere for the past 4 years. Now, if I would have known this, I could have saved almost $2,500, because these pet fees are ridiculous. And Peanut, if you don't know Peanut, Peanut's a rescued mutt. Like, she's almost got her for free. $500 pet fee? Yeah, kiss my ass. But anyway, so she was in here illegally, so I had to go find a way to. I had to basically like ask my friend to take care of her that day, and his apartment complex is right around the block. But still, I'm riding around in a Prius, and it says 0 miles to gas, and I kept going back and forth that day. And I was already going to be late to work, because I got this email at like 12 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to be to work at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, of course, I didn't make it to work because, one, I didn't have any gas. Two, I'm panicking about what's going to happen at this apartment and what's going to happen with my dog. So then I missed work. And like I said, this was like my first or second week. So, and nobody at the job has a phone number. Like, I didn't have anybody's phone number from work. When you call the actual place that comes up when you Google them, it's an automatic voice message system. And at the same time, my phone bill wasn't paid. So I was pretty much screwed. I mean, I tried to call, I couldn't get through to anybody. So I sent a message on Indeed, because I had just gotten a job a week ago. I sent a message on Indeed explaining what had happened and said that I would be in later, but later never happened. But I couldn't tell them like, hey, I actually won't be in, because I don't have a phone to call you guys off of. So I went in the next day, and they pulled me into the disciplinary office, and she basically tells me like, personally I care, but professionally this is unacceptable. And that, what I heard was, I don't care about you as a person. So if you don't care about me as a person, how do you want me to care about you professionally? Because I'm a person. I'm not a profession. I'm not a business. I'm not your business either. So I ended up leaving that job, no 2-week notice or anything. I just left. It wasn't working out. I don't do well with over the phone selling face to face, because the stuff that I was dealing with over the phone was stuff that I had never dealt with in person. Like, some of the nasty, like, people would like literally start yelling at me. And the thing is, I wasn't selling them anything. I was offering them free trials for web hosting services. Now, this is something that I actually am well versed in outside the real world. Like, before I even applied there, I'm well versed in the real world, in SEO and web design and things like that. So it's like, when you can tell these people like, well, hey, I think your website needs update. I have this product I'd like for you to try out for free, and they can start yelling at you. It's like, ain't nothing else I can do. But now when I was working for timeshare, the prettier you are, the more confident you are. Like, especially like when they're about to walk away, you're just like, dang, well, let me try one more thing. That really pulls people in. Like, that's really a selling tactic. Like, just being like, oh man, oh wait, but yeah. So I didn't want to do the over the phone sales anymore. I really wish at this point, it won't be now, even though I might go back and look at this video like, what are you talking about? I do miss doing the timeshare. Now, things have got messy there at the end. I have all types of videos for my phone that if anybody's interested, just comment story time and I'll go ahead and upload these videos, because they're not old videos and they're not videos that had never been recorded. I record these videos in real time. So I have videos of the day I left that job, the first job. I got videos of the day that I was about to leave the second job. It's all in there. They just never got posted. A lot of it, like I said, I was just feeling shaky in my faith. Like, why would I post this anyway? I didn't like the way I sounded on the video. I didn't know if anybody would open it up and watch it. This video has actually ended up being a lot longer than I expected it to. It looks like it's running at about 16 minutes now. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But that's all I wanted to say about this new moon energy. I will say it seems like the new moon energy is chaotic. Not new moon. The energy we're getting from this full moon is chaotic. Like, it's going to test you. Like, this is the energy that's coming to beat your ass, but you have to beat the energy first. So that's what that is. But I think I basically hit on all my corners, you guys. Thanks for always coming back to my channel, being supportive, being consistent, and coming back when you get that notification, even when I can't be. If you guys want more updates, more consistently, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at auntieloni's. I keep my blogs updated on Instagram. Follow my TikTok. I do post on TikToks a lot more often than I'll be on YouTube too. But with all that being said, you guys, thank you for being my followers. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your year, and happy holidays in case I don't come back here. But I am trying to be here for Vlogmas, but looking at the way things are looking, I might not be here. But I will try to be here again sooner.